In this video, I'm going to show you how to use export locations and export formulas in Allmoxy. So the first thing that you'll want to do when setting up exports is set up your export locations. And just like other parts of Allmoxy, the export location is basically a container, and you have to have the container before you can fill it with stuff. So to set up an export location, we're going to go up to Settings and then into Export Locations. Now you can see I've already got one set up here. I've got a location name is the Tiger Stop Saw. I've got a file extension, which you can change. We default it to CSV, which seems to be the most universal. Now you've got two options here, one line per item or one line per part. And the difference is one line per item is going to export things in quantities. So say you have a part with a quantity of 5, it's going to export 5 lines. Now if you have this one checked, one line per part, if you have a quantity of 5, it doesn't care. It's only going to export one line, and it's going to show a quantity of 5 if you have quantity in your formula. The last option is whether it's active or not. If you need to add a new location, you can just click Add Export Location, fill out all the details, and then click Submit Changes. Now to add an export formula, you're going to do that in Products. So we're going to go to Settings, and then Catalog, and then Products. Now here you're going to find the product that you'd like to add an export formula to. Once you've selected the product, you're going to go into Parts, and then find the part that you want to add an export formula to. We'll choose the left part. Now, as you can see right on the top here, there's a part export formula. For this one, I'm using a variable called this part length. Now, the variables that you can use are all across the right side. You can also use variables down at the bottom that are called attributes for this part, which are this part quantity, width, length. Any attribute that you have associated to this part, which you can see right here, I have quantity, width, and length, you can also use in your export formula by following either this structure or just clicking the attribute on the right side. So once you've got your part export formula and your part export location, you can click Save Changes. Now, if there are a few other things that I want to add to this formula, what I can do is either separate them by a comma if I want them to be in different columns on the export, or I can just keep adding a row of variables by clicking the variables on the right side. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to delete all these. So once I'm done with that, I can go down to the bottom and click Save Changes. Now to actually use this export, I'm going to go to an order, and to use the export, I'm going to go into any of my parts list, and on the top here, it's going to say Export Part Lists for Tiger Stop Saw, or whatever you set your export location name as. And I can click that. It's going to download the CSV for me, and that's pretty much all there is to it.